Shalom, shalom, all praises, honor, and glory unto Yahweh, Ba'asham Yahweh Shai, Ba'asham Racha Kodash. Double honors to the elders and the apostles of the great millstone, and salutations to all you sincere camp. And this is your brother Abawan once again, and this video is inspired from the movie The Clone Tyrone. Different brothers have been doing reviews and breakdowns and sit downs concerning this movie. And the reason why is because this is a really deep movie, man. The amount of symbolism and basically the amount of things that they showed in that movie that we that are in this truth, the men of the Lord have been talking about for decades is insane. How the overt showing of the way these devils operate, right? All the references and all the displays. I've forgotten the word I wanted to use, but I think it was exhibitionism or something like that. But how they show the way these devils operate, the way Esau Edom operates, okay, especially when it comes to our people. That's you Israelites, your so-called Negroes, Latinos, and Native American Indians. Because what this movie shows you is how Esau Edom controls our people, and how he basically controls and engineers your behavior, right? Whether it's through gradualism, indoctrination, and different things like that. And it shows that the control that Esau Edom has over our people is going in all the way into every aspect of, so quote unquote, black culture, or really anything that our people are into. That's the media, music, food, your healthcare products. That's the creams, the hair creams, the soaps, and so on and so forth. Every aspect of your life, Esau Edom is in control of it, and that's exactly what this movie showed. And it shows you how. And let's just go to that preset, and this is of course a Bible prophecy right there. Bible prophecy at work. And these are just all the precepts that will come into your mind while you're watching this movie. So this is the book of Job 9, verse 24. The earth is given into the hand of the wicked. He covered the faces of the judges thereof. If not, where and who is he? So not only has he, hidden, not only has he, used his own image, put his own image over the true images of the Most High, His Son, the Israelites, the prophets, and the angels. But He has also covered the our people, right? Jake, that's the so-called Negroes, Latinos, and Native American Indians, with this deception and his deceit, and basically his mind control. Just as it was showing you in that movie, it showed you how Esau Edom uses music to incite violence in Jake. It shows you how Esau Edom uses these hair care products to fry the brain of the nigger woman, right? And it shows you, basically how Esau Edom how Esau Edom creates, right? That's that Hegelian dialectic, problem, reaction, solution. And what he does is he creates the ghettos, right? He puts our people in a state, in a constant state of impoverishment. Whether it's in Babylon the Great and these first world countries, or even here in Africa as well, it's all being controlled by Esau Edom. He puts our people in a constant state of poverty and impoverishment in these underfunded, ghettos and ghettos and in the hood and different places and the slums like that. Which is of course once again the causes, but back to the main point, and then it breeds the wickedness that you see our people commit day in and day out in these hoods, okay? And it also, of course, coincides with the causes as well, because even Esau Edom coming over us like this and having this kind of power over our people is a part of the causes as well. So let me get that. And the Most High will bring a people from a faraway country. Which let me just go into that. Let me just go to that. Let me just go to that. All right, let me start from here. Deuteronomy 28, verse 45. Moreover, all these curses shall come upon thee, and shall pursue thee, and overtake thee, till thou be destroyed, because thou hearkenest not unto the voice of Yahweh thy power, to keep his commandments and his statutes, which he commanded thee. And they shall be upon thee for a sign and for a wonder, and upon thy seed forever. Which is why Deuteronomy 28 from the 15th verse on down is so relevant to our people, because these causes show that we are the Israelites, because we are undergoing, going through these causes. It shows that we are the Israelites, right? The fact that in every slum, every hood, every, whatever time, as I was saying, Salaki, about that, whether it's the slums, the hoods, the barrios, the reservations, whatever you want to call it, you always see so-called Negroes, Latinos, or Native American Indians there impoverished, right? Because that's part of the causes, and of course, it's Esau, Edom, you know, it's Esau, Edom keeping our people at the bottom so that he can be at the top. And of course, the main reason why you see our people in that lower state is right here, and we're reading it right now. And this is how you know that it is that we are the true Hebrew Israelites according to the Bible, because these causes fit us. Now, Deuteronomy 28, verse 47. Because thou servest not Yahweh thy power with joyfulness and with gladness of heart for the abundance of all things. Therefore thou shalt serve thine enemies, which Yahweh shall send against thee, in hunger and in thirst and in nakedness and in want of all things. And he shall put a yoke of iron upon thy neck until he have destroyed thee. And this is another, this is showing you once again why Esau Edom has so much control over you Israelites, that you so-called Negroes, Latinos, and Native American Indians. The way I was just read, you will serve your enemies in hunger, in thirst, in nakedness, and in want of all things. In other words, these devils control everything that you need in order to survive. So the food, the clothes, right? It's not written in the book of Ecclesiastes, the Ecclesiasticus, the 39th chapter, the principal things for the whole use of a man's life. While Esau Edom is in control of every single one of those principal things. So let's go to that. Just quickly want to get that so I can just get the point across. That should be from here. Ecclesiasticus 39 verse 26. The principal things for the whole use of man's life are water, fire, iron and salt, flour of wheat, honey, milk, and the blood of the grape, and oil and clothing. And Esau Edom is in control of all those things. Okay, and this is how these devils keep their control. Keep their control, right? The iron fist over our people. By keeping our people in this impoverished state, by basically depriving Jake of whatever resources and infrastructure our people need. But continuing on, Deuteronomy 28 verse 49, Yahweh shall bring a nation against thee from far, from the end of the earth, as swift as the eagle flieth, a nation whose tongue thou shalt not understand, a nation of fierce countenance, which shall not regard the person of the old, nor shew favour to the young. And he shall eat the fruit of thy cattle, and the fruit of thy land, until thou be destroyed, which also shall not leave thee either corn, wine, or oil, or the increase of thy kind, or the flocks of thy sheep, until he have destroyed thee. And this is, of course, referring to Esau, Edom, a nation that has been brought from a faraway land, right? Because of a nation that brought from a faraway land, and of course, once again, like I said, it was referring to Esau Edom, and this is showing you, this is why this movie is so deep, man, because it really it shows you, it really shows you just how much control Esau Edom has over our people, and even more so, it shows you just how badly the causes have destroyed our people. But the main focus of the movie, right, of course, it's not going into it in a spiritual from a, in a spiritual sense, or it's not really giving you the whole story or the full information. That's the thing about all these Hollywood productions, or these carnal, these Hollywood productions, or different information you get from the world. It gives you some truth, but not the whole truth, and it's always trying to it always has some bones. It's like I forgot how that how that statement goes, but it has some bones in it, so you have to separate the meat from the bones, right? Because now the movie is all about cloning and underground government research centers and things like that, and it's not happening in that sense, right? It's not like they are cloning Jake left and right, cloning to third left and right, or anything like that. It's not happening in that sense, but you get the idea, right? That Esau basically creates these people, right? That's why you have terms like the school to prison pipeline. You know, these the hoods, the barrios, the different slums where our people are in is all controlled and monitored by Esau Edom. And this is what this movie shows, and this is what we have been telling our people about since, right? That these devils are that we are under captivity under these devils, and what this movie shows is that we are still very much under captivity, and so many of our people are controlled directly by Esau Edom through the media, right? And we've already gone through all that, right? The media, the food, you know, even the products that they use in their daily life, all these things are keeping Jake in control, keeping you, in that sedated, dead mindset, right? Where basically you're just a bunch of zombies and robots moving around doing the bidding of Esau. That's what this movie is showing you. That these devils can pull your plug and have full control over you Israelites, okay, you so-called Negroes, Latinos, and Native American Indians. Esau Edom uses all these things to control you. But alas, there is actually an exception to that, which is the elect, or rather the hopeful elect, Lord willing, we are part of that number, of the nation of Israel. Is it not written? That should be the book of Numbers, 23rd chapter. And there is no enchantment against Jacob. Let me get that. Because this is what these devils use, right? It's witchcraft. It's witchcraft. It's this witchcraft that they use to control our people. But this is the book of Numbers 23, verse 23. Surely there is no enchantment against Jacob, neither is there any divination against Israel. According to this time it shall be said of Jacob and of Israel, what hath the Most High wrought. So that shows you once again the separation between the elect of the nation of Israel and two-thirds of the nation of Israel. Because when you say there is no enchantment against Jacob, some scoffers will now want to point to the two-thirds of our people that are completely enchanted by the ways of Esau Edom. But what about them? What about them? The Jacob that is talking about here is the elect, right? The hopeful elect, the men of the Lord that are in the truth. That is who there is no enchantment against. As for the two-thirds, even the Most High Yahweh Shai put a stumbling block on them, and they will not be able to receive this truth, right? So much less Esau Edom, right? And that stumbling block, of course, is Esau Edom. Because make no mistake about it, everything that Esau Edom is doing was set up by the Most High Yahweh Shai. He's the one that gave Esau the authority, all right, and control over our people to be able to brainwash and mind control our people to this extent, to the extent where all Jake is doing right now is pushing and promoting wickedness all over the earth. But as it is written once again, we are not ignorant of Satan's devices. So when this movie came out, it's not like a shocker, like we are watching it and our eyes are completely open. And I'll be honest, when I saw the trailer for this movie the first time, and I think a brother posted it on the group chat, that's how I even saw it. Brothers are already keeping their eyes out for this movie because we already pretty much knew what it was going to be about. It was going to be an expose on Esau Edom and basically on how these devils, or some kind of expose on how these devils operate when it comes to our people. And that's exactly what it was. It was a great movie. I recommend that they actually watch it. It really exposes a lot of the things that we've been talking about here. And it shows that Jake is waking up to the deceit and the wickedness of Esau Edom, but ultimately, our people will not yet be fully awake until they receive this truth. That was just what the movie was missing, the truth, no sin of the men of the Lord on the highways and byways, right? No sin of, no, of course, they couldn't put that in. They couldn't even, roughly even allude or even make a reference to us being the Hebrew Israelites, right? Or to this truth or to the scriptures in any way. The only religious thing that you had in there was, them showing you another one of the tools that Esau Edom uses to control our people. And I can't believe I almost left this out. The church, okay? Because one of the image, because that's another one of the tools that Esau Edom uses to control our people. That's why any hood that you go to, and I haven't been to Babylon the Great or many other countries, but just using here in Nigeria, here in Lagos as an example, I can tell you confidently right now that there are three churches just in my street alone. Every few steps you walk in the hood, you're always going to see a church, right? Some apostolic, revivalistic ministry with a pastor pork chop. You know the type, always on suit, preaching that prosperity doctrine, preaching, praying for, preaching that prosperity doctrine, and well, the area can already know how it is. And it was the same thing in that in the clone Tyrone as well. These are the different tactics that Esau Edom uses to control Jake, right? Basically, to keep them away from the truth, to keep them demoralized, both moral and morals, and to keep them elucidated. Basically sleep, and not just sleep, but not even in their right mind. What's what I'm looking for? The opposite of sober, basically. Not high, but inebriated. Yeah, I think that should be it. Hold on, let me just quickly get the definition of that word inebriated. Okay, I think that's the word I'm looking for. Keep them in that inebriated mind state. Alright, let me get that. Inebriate. And here it is, inebriated mind state. A person who is intoxicated, especially one who is habitually drunk. And let me see if I can get some synonyms. Oh, the only synonym you have here is drunkard. Oh, and a verb. To cause to be drunk, to intoxicate, to disorder the senses of, to exhilarate, elate, or stupefy as if by spirituous drink. And this makes me think of the precept. I'm sure you can already know what precept I want to bring out. Woe unto him that giveth his neighbor drink. Let me get that. That he may look upon his nakedness. Let me quickly get that. So this is the book of Habakkuk 2 verse 15. Woe unto him that giveth his neighbor drink, that puttest thy bottle to him, and makest him drunken also, that thou mayest look on their nakedness. Right? So Esau, Edom is the one that created the state that our people are in. Right? Where you see Jake, operating in all kinds of wickedness. You can't even just bring out one example and say, oh, well, the ganging, the gang banging, the trapping, the our women acting promiscuous and like complete whores. That is not even just that's just the beginning of it. There's also the alternative lifestyle that is being heavily pushed upon our people. Feminism, Planned Parenthood, so much wickedness. And it is Esau Edom that is pushing this upon our people and forcing it upon our people, right? And then turning around and accusing our people of being the ones promoting this wickedness, right? And this is exactly what these devils do. So yeah, with that, I'll end the video right here. All praises, honor, and glory unto Yahweh, Ba'asham Yahwashai, Ba'asham Rachakwadash, Wa Abad Babal, and through the Spirit. I hope you are coming across are edified. Shalom.